Hi, I'm Erika Mori, and I play Alex Chen.
Hi, I'm Felice Kuan. I'm a senior staff writer on Life is Strange True Colors. Chloe does not hesitate to express herself at all. Um, and Alex does hesitate. In fact, that is the thing that she has been wrestling with for most of her life. She feels the needs and emotions of other people very intensely. And so she has a complicated relationship with emotion, a complicated relationship with expressing emotion. So in that way, she might be a little bit closer to Max because she is more quiet and thoughtful. Um, but I think she's different from Max in her the stage of life that she's in. She has had difficulties already growing up, and so she approaches the beginning of the game with a sense of cautious hope. So she's in just a very different place in life than Max was. Yeah, I'm excited to see what fans think of this older character. We will tell you more about that in the game. Yeah, she definitely is not uh she's not completely whole. She's definitely looking for something to complete her, and I think her past has been made more difficult by the supernatural power. So she is going to go on a journey in this game for sure, learning to engage with her emotions and her own needs in a much more healthy way. What's interesting is that Alex tunes into the interior life of everybody in the community. And those characters, there are some that are, very old, and then there's a little boy that she connects with. So we faced a challenge, regardless of making the thoughts and feelings of characters of many different ages relatable to players. And we found that in the writing process that if we were just honest about what those feelings would be, that it was certainly relatable to us, that age was rarely a barrier, that everybody really had a emotional landscape that was relatable and understandable. So I suspect that everybody will be able to connect with not only Alex, but the whole variety of characters because we get to know them so intimately. I don't think it's a wrong idea. I think that we didn't consciously draw the connection, but we have been writing in the Life is Strange universe for some time, and that also has, drawn inspiration from Twin Peaks. So I think there's just been we may have operated in that ethos for sure, but there was no conscious direct correlation.
Oh, okay.
Well, we definitely used our local surroundings to inspire the creation of Haven Springs. I know our art department went to a number of small mining and railroad towns in Colorado to examine the architecture there and just get a feel for what it's like there, what the people are like. So we did purposely do that to be able to bring some of our local color to the game. So the mechanic for exploring emotions is quite unique for each of the situations. So there'll be a range of gameplay you can do. So when Alex is wandering around the town, she can use that mechanic just on strangers on a small level. And then in more emotional moments in the main story with her, the people she's growing closer to, there are unique sequences where we've been able to use a variety of techniques, sometimes realistic, sometimes surrealistic, cinema, audio, to bring that experience to life. And so the gameplay loop is different from what we've seen before in Life is Strange.
I think that very much it's about the journey of knowing yourself, finding yourself, trusting yourself, and I think that is perhaps the most compelling journey that any of us go on. And I think Alex will take players through that as part of her self-realization, especially because she has spent her life due to her supernatural powers at the what it often feels like the whim of the emotional state of others. And so being able to delineate what her own emotions are is critical to her and the game as a whole.
So the game is still divided into chapters with an exciting ending at the end of each one. So if players prefer to enjoy a chapter at a time, they can do that. And then if players prefer to binge the whole thing, they can do that too. We definitely found that producing the whole thing at once allowed us to create a much more unified game and make sure that everything lined up and was really telling the story that we wanted to. It is definitely more non-linear. We are doing a semi-open world, so the town of Haven is something that Alex can explore freely. There are a few stores that each have different scenes inside them that the player can choose to explore or not, and can do that in any order. So there will definitely be a new, more flexible, open feeling from that.
I think you'll probably have to play to find out.
I think that's right. I don't know about should, but I do know that it's something that I care about, and it's something that Deck Nine and Square care about very much. So it is representation, diversity, not only showcasing different viewpoints, but having the players inhabit different viewpoints has always been very important to us as developers and writers.
I think art does something interesting where, I mean, depending on the art form, where it allows a more objective and oftentimes a safe space to engage with and interact with really tough, thorny, uncomfortable problems that are often social problems. What's interesting about an interactive narrative like Life is Strange True Colors in the game industry is that I think it takes that that distance, it shortens that distance. It eliminates that distance between audience and the art form itself, because as a player, you are Alex. You are making choices for her. You are experiencing, in a way, a young woman's lived experience, even if you are not an Asian American woman who, depending on which romantic choice you make between Ryan, Steph, or none, it puts you into somebody else's skin and lived experience, I think, in a way that perhaps other art forms don't do.